the Super Bowl run. It's begun. Hello, Robert Quinn. I'm John Barchard. That is Vince Quinn. I believe that's going to be your New Jersey. Taylor Kredatus, Sandbox Studios. Hello, YouTube. Hello, podcast. God damn, the signal's starting already. This is great. My excitement depended on the value of Robert Quinn and his wonderful face being here. And Vince Quinn for a fourth rounder. I'm pretty happy. How are you?
Oh, I feel amazing, man. This is it's a start. It's a start. You just got a guy who had 18 and a half sacks last year. He's not a starter on this team, potentially. We'll have to
see. Just a rotational pass rusher.
I mean, really, like, is it him or is it Josh Sweat on the one side? I don't know.
Josh Sweat. Come on.
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. But that's
All
the
right.
thing. The guy had 18 and a half sacks last year. I mean, I don't know. That's better than Josh Sweat's ever done. To bring in a guy like that for a fourth-round pick, and odds are he's here for another year or two. I mean, this is a slam dunk consummate Howie Roseman move. Just absolutely killer.
This is unbelievable. He's done it again. The trade pirate didn't come out yet, and he's already made a move, and this is fantastic. I love this. This is, I don't know, like, if this is gonna get me over the Bills Chiefs mountain, which is
John,
come on. I was just saying it looked like
pushing.
Mount Fuji. Now it looks like somewhere in Colorado. This is still a mountain to climb, but like, I don't know if there's any like in-depth analysis that we want to get to on Robert Quinn, other than the fact that it looks like they're just trying to recreate Brandon Graham in his prime through two players. And, like BG's still rotational right now, which is fine, I think, for this. He's been one of their best run defenders still. According to some of the analytics we were looking into just coming into this. I didn't even realize that Brandon Graham is like winning as the second best win rate against, pass rushers or whatever it is. And he just doesn't qualify because he doesn't have enough snaps or whatever it is. So, like, I understand that you just need a little more oomph on third down, and you need a closer, and he can close. It's another guy that's closed his entire life, and if he like ends up being prime Dallas Cowboys Rams Robert Quinn, well, shit, then you just got the humongous steal, and that is fantastic for the Super Bowl run.
That's what it's all about, right? It's for all the things that we talked about with this team, where are the places where they should go and add somebody. We both agreed pass rusher is a great place to go. You do not go wrong doing this. Like, I've seen people already being like, hey, so let's get a second tight end now. It's like, I mean, you could. I don't give a shit. But, like, Robert Quinn that's a hell of a move, man. Because here's what I really think about when you consider the rest of the season. We talked about this the other day. Depth does matter because injuries can happen.
Absolutely.
Look at the starting lineup. Look at the second string lineup. I mean, your second string lineup has Jordan Davis, Brandon Graham, and Robert Quinn on it potentially. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous, which also goes to say this should be, without a doubt, one of the best short yardage and goal line defenses I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
They should not let anybody score. Nobody should be like, they should stop quarterback sneaks once in a while. They should be that good. I'm just telling you, against bad teams for it.
Against bad teams, yes.
Like teams that can't execute that very well, they should be able to stop it once in a while. I mean, just the beef, John. There's beef everywhere.
There's more trenches, always trenches. And everybody keeps pointing out about the Eagles, and they're acting like it's the dumbest thing, like it's this new revelation. But like, yeah, they've been doing it for 20 years. Like, this is exactly what you need to do. Depth along the lines first. Go get the cherries and the sprinkles on top, and people are starting to think, third wide receiver you've said Jamal Williams into the ether, and like let's maybe do some of that. But honestly, like, I would just keep spending on defense, especially if it's going to be around your third round picks, your fourth round picks, if that's the price. And that's where the market is going, and I think that's where it is. I think there's just better defensive players, better value, more desperate teams to get rid of that, because typically I just think more teams are going to hold on to their offensive players. They'll accept a bad year out of that, and they'll shuffle defense faster than they will offense. So I think that's where I would focus if I'm the Eagles. But I'm going more on the defensive side of the ball and adding to this. Are you?
No, but let's talk about this for a minute, because I do want to talk about what they can add, right? Because you bring in Robert Quinn, you're going to go, holy shit, how much are they paying him? First off,
nothing.
Not
a damn thing.
Nothing. Literally nothing. The Bears are covering all of it, so thank you, Chicago. It was very nice of you.
Poles?
We're going to have to send them a thank you card when we go to Chicago in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
How weird is that? Robert Quinn's going to be in Chicago playing against the Bears in a couple of weeks.
I'm going to predict many sacks on Justin Fields that day, just out of a hunch. Throwing it out there. Yeah,
that's definitely going to happen. So, all right, first off, you're not paying him literally anything this year. You do not owe him $1 the rest of the way. You can cut him for nothing. He's under contract until 2024. We have 2 full seasons left of Robert Quinn. You don't owe him anything guaranteed, which immediately means you get through the season after you win the Super Bowl, and then you restructure this guy. You go, listen, you're owed $12 million a year. You're not guaranteed anything. Let's figure this out. And it'll be something cheaper. Howie will push money down the books. You hardly pay him anything again. They will never pay Robert Quinn anything.
I'll bet you $1, only one, that Robert Quinn gets restructured before Sunday. I bet you that they automatically make this a 2-year deal. They make those other silly, dummy years that Howie Roseman wants to do, and tick on down the road, and he's staying here for another year. I think that's where my head is at. And I bet you they can do the same thing with BG, same thing if they win the Super Bowl. One of those guys might not make it, and you put it in my head already that it's just like, well, do you think that they kind of go that route? Is you are already on Robert Quinn is potentially going to be here for a little bit longer.
Well,
than I think.
yeah, I think it was a given. I did say that 2 weeks ago. If they were going to make a move for Robert Quinn, odds are that he would be here for more than a year because of the contract and the way it lines up. So here's the problem. Does Brandon Graham, let's say he is behind Quinn, Sweat, Reddick in the rotation, does he want to be a 4th defensive end? Does he want to be 4th in the rotation?
Here? Yes.
I
would be.
I hope, but if he's already had this idea and rumors have been floating around of maybe he could leave anyway, I just don't know how Robert Quinn helps. I don't know how a potential top 5 pick in the draft helps. If the Saints pick is top 5, they get an edge rusher, classic Eagles shit. You get a top-of-the-line defensive end. Graham's your 5th defensive lineman just on the edge. There's a real possibility he doesn't come back. But for now, fuck yeah, man. What a unit. What a unit, what a team. And again, you have all the money that you can spend. So, looking at all these different positions and who can they bring in and where can they do it? First off, John, let me dig up a rumor from last year. We were big on this train last year. OBJ, baby, just sign him. Sign him right now. Sign him right now. I don't care that he's not Vince. He's still got the ACL. He's not fully recovered. I do not care. Sign him today. Get him on the team. Get him in the locker room. Get him familiar with the playbook and how everything works. Let him sit in at practices, ride a bike on the sideline, whatever he can do. Just get him up to speed as soon as you can. Get him in the slot as soon as you can, and let's go crush some people. He's sitting there. It doesn't cost you draft capital. And if Howie was interested in him before, why not now?
If that happens before Tuesday, I'll flip out and I'll take I'll let it all rip here.
Okay.
That's
okay.
It. That's now we're getting spicy. But I think there is, man, OBJ, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a luxury pick. I don't care.
No. It's not that I'm on board with it. I'm going. I wonder, because it sounds like it's more in his court, and he's just trying to figure things out or whatever it is, right? That's where he's
been taking his time. I would figure he's waiting for the right dollar figure as well, so he's going to leverage the contenders against each other when that's a clear pool. That's his advantage as a free agent.
Yeah.
Because if he was getting traded, he's only got a couple of days, and you just got to go where you can go.
I've been going back and forth with this, and I definitely want to come back to something on Robert Quinn in a second, too. But, I remember, do you remember how happy feet Howie and coach and everybody got when A.J. Brown came out, had 155 yards against the Lions, and wait, Devontae's coming. It's hey guys, just chill out a second. Devontae's, hold on. They freaked out unnecessarily when their other star wide receiver didn't have any numbers, right?
Well, and other people freaked out.
So just out of NFL politic, right, or what in locker room politics, OBJ comes into there. How do you make everybody happy? I know that's such a dumb NBA question. God,
yeah.
Who cares? Just go. It's better than
win.
It's so much better than Quez. I wouldn't argue it. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying how does the locker room feel about him being in there?
I think first off, they're team
I wouldn't
guys.
touch anything offensively. I wouldn't touch a fucking thing.
No, I would. I'm getting my hands in there. I'm folding in the chocolate chips and the raisins and the peanuts. I'm baking the finest cookie I can possibly make. That's probably not the greatest cookie, but you get what I'm saying.
The Rams loved him. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like nothing came out when he was in L.A.
Yeah.
Like, it was all
Well,
good.
and the Rams are falling apart. And if I'm OBJ, I'm like, no, thank you.
Well, no, there's no reason. There really isn't a reason for him to go back
Other than
there.
it's L.A.
Or they pay him a lot of money and it's just more than anybody else. And he goes, yeah, I'll see if I can get you in the playoffs and like whatever. But I mean, if for him, you are looking at the top of the line teams. Kansas City restructured cap space with Kelsey. They've already floated that. So it's going to be on for him. But thinking about the Eagles, I mean, look, these guys block already as an entire unit. Like, that's team mentality, right? Like, these guys getting along with AJ. So AJ and Devontae, worried about those two a little bit when they first got together. They're totally good. Between them and Hurts, everything's good. Getting OBJ in the mix to try to win the Super Bowl, I think those guys are on board, especially as a one-off. And for OBJ, like, he's going to know the role. He's coming in. He's playing the slot. And then in that case, like last year, I mean, he was with Cooper Kupp, who's amazing and had a triple crown last year. And then you've got Robert Woods on the other side. And Robert Woods pretty damn good in his own right.
Yeah.
So, like, he's been in situations like this. I think teams, like Taylor said, teams really do like this guy. I think he'd fit in the locker room if Howie wanted him.
I've got a ridiculous idea.
Okay, yes, please.
Trade for Allen Robinson right now.
Oh, my God, John, you're trying to
at a
get in my heart.
ridiculously low rate. Because they wanted him in the first place. The Rams clearly stink this year. And so does Stafford. I bet you Allen Robinson went, fuck, I did it again. Right? And it's on him, too. I'm not saying he's having a great year. But, like, if you're just kind of upgrading the slot, don't you think Allen Robinson is just like all the pressure's off of him at that point? He doesn't have to do shit but stand there and catch the ball.
Yeah, I want to throw out another name, too. This is the most absurd fever dream I can possibly think of, but fuck it, we're dreaming big, John.
Dream on.
Call Larry Fitzgerald. Just call him. Call him. It's a fever dream. I don't give a shit. It's the most selfish, childish.
Jesus Christ, at least call the Cardinals about AJ Green first. Don't listen to Vince Quinn.
No, absolutely not. Larry Fitzgerald can still do it. He saw it was a dumpster fire out there. He said, fuck this, I'm going to retire. He left the door open. I'm calling Larry, baby. I'm calling Larry. That's the fever dream. But in actuality, OBJ is sitting out there. And, like, even on the small end, do I really want, like, Chase Claypool? Not
no.
like
no, fuck off with that.
If he's like a sixth, how can
I mean,
how can I say no?
If he wants to suddenly, does he return over there? I don't think he does.
I don't think he'd. No, they have a different guy that returns over there.
If he feels an inkling to do that, I guess. But, like, I'm good. I'd rather have Quez. I'm serious. I wouldn't touch the offense. Don't fucking touch it unless it's a running back that wants to, eat a bunch of kneecaps or whatever it is. Like, that's fine. But don't touch anything else. Let it grow. I guess that's really ridiculous of me to say, but I don't know. I like my two wide receivers.
Like, what's the grow?
And there's Dallas Goedert, who's barely kind of been in the game plan yet. Like,
so
just
spoils.
There's still a lot to get into with the three guys you have. Build in the trenches there. Go find me some more hogs so that the line holds up. Like, I never thought I would say this as a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Yeah.
As skill player positions, I'm good. I'm good. If there's a deal to be made, absolutely. Like I just said, Allen Robinson wants to come and join the party, whatever. But I'm not buying anything big on offense. They already happened in fucking April. That's why he's here. That's T.O. What else? We still need more than fucking this.
Yeah, why not? You're saying they're not good enough. Are they good enough to beat the Bills or the Chiefs, or are they not?
That core is, yes, absolutely.
Why is it not right now? I mean, what's changed between 20 minutes ago and now that they are good enough?
I wish Fletcher Cox was 5 years younger. I wish Jordan Davis was 2 more years experience, but they don't have that. There's not a killer there yet. There's a collective in the secondary. It's going off left and right, and they should run through the fucking schedule now. Even just with Robert Quinn. Fuck everything I said about the division. Never mind. The Giants are dead. This proves it. It's over. It's done. Now, you have got to go find a way to find that last death machine. And let me get back to Robert Quinn in one moment because this is a perfect setup for that. But first, I'm out of fucking liquid death. It's absurd. It's crazy. I didn't stop at 7-Eleven. Vince Quinn didn't remind me. And I'm thirsty for more. As always, liquiddeath.com/Bell. It'll tell you where every a piece of Liquid Death merchandise you can basically find, but especially where you can get the 16.9 ounce mountain water steel can.
Aluminum. It's in an aluminum can
of death and awesomeness that murders thirst,
and also changes the molecular structure of the water because it mentions demons in hell, and God forbid that someone drink this water. So now you can have the store locator and you can find it everywhere. Fuck those people.
Yes, and if you forgot about any of that stuff of what I just said, just listen to the Dan Le Batard show because something awesome happened today, and I am somehow the connector between Mike over at Liquid Death and Juju over at the Dan Le Batard show.
Gotti, yeah.
Juju Gotti is the absolute man, and thank you so much for even getting back to me in my DMs. This is awesome. So there is something that is going to happen with the Dan Le Batard show and Liquid Death, and that's because of you. So just keep going to liquiddeath.com/Bell and learn how you get more of this stuff, including at our tailgate, which we'll get into later on the show. But here's the thing. Robert Quinn, two things on this real quick. Small thing. If he is remotely close to what he rotated with DeMarcus Lawrence, that is exciting. And I'd probably tell you to go back and watch his year with Dallas there and what he did. Like, it was almost lines blurred sometimes of was that
him or Lawrence?
Yes.
Okay. Which Lawrence, really good player.
Really good player. He's definitely not at that level, but he's like a lighter version of that used to be a lot like that guy. Did you see/hear? I've not seen any video of it or heard any audio, but I saw the tweet. Roquan Smith could not answer the question, what is it going to be like to lose Robert Quinn? And left the stage, left the podium, crying and bawling. Howie Roseman, pick up the phone and keep dialing until that guy is also here too. Because that, to me, I know everyone says the same thing every time I've brought this up. Why do you need him when you have Kaiser and TJ?
Agreed.
Because they're not fucking Roquan Smith. There is a gap to me. Robert Quinn is Kaiser White. That's great. I think those two equally match. However, we know that there's better than Robert Quinn, and we know that there's better than Kaiser White. Is there much better? Not many. And you know who that one is? He's sitting in Chicago crying that his best friend just left and is a Philadelphia Eagle. Please go get him here short-term and long-term. And I'm sorry, TJ. You'll find work elsewhere. You're amazing, but goddamn, and Vic Fangio is still going to be the defensive coordinator next year. Said, do it.
No,
Then I will run through a wall and show everyone that Roquan Smith is what you need to beat the Chiefs and the Bills, because there is no one else that I would trust on earth to hold Travis Kelce for one play during the last play of the Super Bowl with my life other than him. Roquan Smith could cover Travis Kelce for a second or two and hold on the goal line if you needed him to. He is special. I have never yelled so much about a linebacker in my life. Ever.
No,
ever.
you have not. The hell's wrong with you? No, I'm not doing it.
That's the guy you need
not.
to beat the Chiefs and Bills.
No, it's not.
That's the luxury thing you do right now.
No, it's not.
When that man walks away and cries, it's an emotional thing.
It is.
You have Alabama on one side, you've got SEC on the other, and two teammates ready to fucking go to war, baby. That's what I want.
No, I don't need that.
That's what I want.
I'm good.
That fits in this locker room, not fucking OBJ. Give me more. You're going to slap me in the face and it's going to be the best slap in the world. Keep piling on this death building thing that you have on the other side of the ball. You're intercepting everything. What are you going to do when you've got a guy going back and forth? Two of them. You got two of them. You got two Kaiser Whites.
The linebacker's already good. I'm going to spend a first round pick.
Chris Watkins is already good. That's what I hear when you say that.
I just wanted to replace him. So no, don't put Quez on me. I called him Hank Basket for years. So look, Roquan Smith is a nice player. The fact that he cries in Chicago is a nice story. But I think if anything, he's sad he didn't get traded. I think he's a little sad that he didn't get traded when that was a whole opportunity prior. He's like, man, Robert got out. I'm stuck in this shithole. This is miserable. And I feel for him. So, like, look, I think that's off the table. You're not going to get him. That deal would have already happened if they were going to do it. Also, David Montgomery, he's off the table. If you were going to do it, it was going to happen.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I think you would have done it there. I don't see why you would do two. Like, when's the last time? Has there been a time where two teams have done 2 consecutive deals in a week in the NFL? I don't know. I mean, I figure you're bringing them all or you're not bringing them. So I just.
How many players cry at the podium when their friend gets traded?
Enough. I think.
Thank you, Taylor.
I hope.
Thank you.
I hope. I don't keep a log of that. What am I supposed to do
Well,
on
that's
that?
something you would remember, right?
I remember T.O. crying at no, it wouldn't. It doesn't. It doesn't really stick other than T.O. crying, saying that's my quarterback, which was the funniest shit ever. I loved that. Otherwise, guys kind of crying at the podium. I mean, it happens a lot for different reasons, but. No, I don't need Roquan Smith. If I'm going to
add a draft day, Vince. That's what I'm telling him to do. Let's go. Pick up the phone, and you want David fucking Putney too, or whatever he says.
No, because you're signing that guy. You're committing to him long term. For the linebackers that you've got quality players. You can retain those guys. You still have Jacoby Dean on the bench. He's not even playing snaps yet. I don't know
exactly.
So you have talent and depth. I have talent and depth there. You're going to tell me that I have one last all-in piece and it's a linebacker? Not a chance.
Him, not a linebacker. Him.
Yeah, as a linebacker.
Sure.
I'm not doing it.
A safety is not going to do
I'd rather have a third safety.
Great. You would rather have a third
safeties.
Jesus.
That's why.
Because it's the price. I also have to consider the price that I'm paying to get a guy of that caliber. I'm giving up a first-round pick for Roquan Smith and paying him top-tier money. You got a quarterback that's going to get paid this offseason, and at some point, there's going to be guys that you can't keep around anymore. So when I'm looking at the core of this team, A.J. Brown's here. Devontae Smith is going to be due. All the linemen that you want to keep, like, you're going to have to pay people. You have to pay people, and I'm not considering Roquan Smith the foundation of this organization right now.
Okay, let me just ask 215-509-5833. Would you rather listen to Vince Quinn, the man who Adam Schefter just tweeted about, who says, quote, Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson pronounced himself ready to roll for Sunday's game against the Jaguars? You want to trust that guy who's ready to roll, who was doing knee slaps the entire plane ride while everybody was sleeping?
Which was a bad move.
Yeah, bad move. Do you want to listen to Vince Quinn, who wants a third safety, or do you want to listen to me, who wants a special player who just got his friend ripped away from him? And probably you're right too. I'll buy into it. Absolutely. He's pissed. He's not trading. He's sitting in that cesspool of shit. That's why you got to go and do it. And there's always deals to be made, especially when your former GM owes you a favor about getting you the job that you have now. Yes.
You just got it.
Do it again. You didn't see the press conference. That was before the press conference. The deal was made. Then they asked him about the deal.
Yeah.
Then the crying. If Howie sees that, he's going to go, oh, shit. All right, give him the second. Just fucking give him the second.
It's not going to. No. I'm not paying for it. And by the way, would you listen to the guy that was right about the secondary and the defense this whole goddamn offseason, and now would say if I'm adding a piece, it's a third tight end? You're welcome.
If you replay the tape and you say Marcus Epps is great or good enough to be here and shut up, John, this defense is awesome, then I will.
I said he might be the next Quentin Michael, and he is. So,
fuck.
Nailed it. I nailed that shit.
Oh, yeah, and who called you out for being? It was like, if you had a right take, yeah, fucking the whole defense. All of it. You nailed it.
Pretty much everything with the defense I've been on. The Miles Sanders thing I hit on, that he like what he did the last end of the season. I hit on plenty of shit. I just have big misses.
I think just not the Phillies.
It's
none of us actually in this room hit on the Phillies.
Yeah,
but I think I figured it out, by the way. Show-wise, okay. You are the defensive coordinator. No way I would say you're Jonathan Gannon. You're much better than that.
I'd be way more aggressive.
I'm the offensive coordinator. That makes sense, right? And then Taylor's Jeff Stoutland.
I like Taylor and Stoutland.
Yeah, of course.
That's a Stoutland University.
Yeah, absolutely. We always go to him. We're like, hey, can you fix this? He's like, yeah. Check this out. Oh, why didn't we listen to you in the first place? That's basically how it's happening here. I love this, man. But yeah, and for a guy who loves the defense, I'm like surprised we're having to sell each other on each other's side of the ball here.
I know.
What the fuck, man?
It's so weird. But
what is the there's no, I mean, unless there's a surprise blitzing something or other, You know, like I just can't. I don't see another opportunity out on the market right now. That's all.
For anything outside of Roquan to get pressure on the quarterback.
To get that jacked, at least personally, to get that jacked up for. So we'll have to see. I'm waiting for fireworks. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I mean, part of it for me is it's just taking more advantage of situations where you're up with a massive lead against a quarterback like Cooper Rush who can't throw the ball more than 10 yards because it's made of helium when he grabs it. Like, I just can't. Go kill that guy. You know, if they were just playing go kill that guy when they're up by 17 points every second quarter of every single game, they'd beat people 38-3 the way the Bills do against the Giants or whatever the fuck they did a couple of weeks ago. Like, you would stomp those teams out all the time. They don't do that. So Quinn gives you more ability to do that without trying to because he's good enough.
Yes.
And you can rotate the depth. Like, on some level, they're fighting Jonathan Gannon with this move.
Oh yes,
right.
This just, but like, doesn't this look okay? If Vic Fangio isn't coaching the defense, go fuck yourself. Robert Quinn's here, okay? Like all this shifting with this doesn't look smooth with Jonathan Gannon. I'm way convinced that they're trying to get Jonathan Gannon out of there a la Jim Schwartz, and that didn't work either.
Yeah.
Both, it's the same playbook. Hey, this guy wants to look at all these coaches and the interviews and the wow. This defense, wow. And look at what they're doing. They're piling it on to be like, Jonathan Gannon, Super Bowl MVP. I mean, 6-0. You're going to slap me in the face because the defense is so good. Jonathan Gannon. They're doing that, right? They're totally doing that.
It feels like that.
It felt way more obvious with Jim, though.
Yes.
Like,
but did people? Was that an obvious thing?
I thought it stuck out. Yeah. Especially in the moment.
It felt like there was a lot of times where it's like Jim might not be back.
Yeah.
Hilarious too, because like, yeah. Oh no, Doug and Jim they get on great.
Yeah. And then Jeff McClain's like, by the way, they fought right before the Super Bowl. Like they punched each other, and it was like, oh, thanks. You're the GOAT, Jeff. Thank you.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, it is going to be an amazing couple of days. The tailgate on Sunday. Snack time is going to be back there. We have the Holy Q from Lahaska coming on down, which is amazing. So much good stuff. Just go to phillysportstrips.com/bell to see everything that is coming up. Good luck to the Phillies on Friday and everybody that's heading down there for that. And stay tuned because this is going to be the quickest turnaround ever. Tailgate Sunday. Kenny Pickett's little hands. Bing, bang, boom. See you later. I love that they're going to fire Matt Canada because they have two shitty quarterbacks and everybody's blaming him and not Tomlin and the rest of the organization for not preparing for Ben Roethlisberger. It's hilarious. Another guy's going to get fired for no good God reason, just like San Antonio Holmes. I'm not bitter. Listen, they're going to kill this team, and we're going to probably talk about that a little more, but I want to kill the Texans, and I want to be around all the Phillies. Did you know that how many people are like driving to like from California, Arkansas, all these different places just to hang out at the tailgate? It keeps growing.
No way.
Because the Phillies World Series, and it's Houston, and it's huge clash, and everybody wants to be a part of it. It's Houston on Houston. Like it's, the vibe. So obviously you can't fly down with us, but if you are in Houston or going to be around Houston, shout out to my cousin Dave. Going to see you on Wednesday night. Come hang out, please. It's going to be the quickest turnaround ever, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but like Wednesday and Thursday. Ooh, I've never been to Houston, Texas, so I'm excited, buddy.
I haven't either.
Any last thoughts?
No, I haven't either. It's going to be so much fun. The energy is just completely ridiculous around the city, and to see that all come together as the Eagles at that point, they're going to be 7-0 going to Houston. It's going to be the best.
Taylor Kredatus, anything before we get out of here?
Just noticing your cool hat.
Oh, yeah. No big deal. These will be available and ready to purchase for the first time ever Sunday, October 30th. Oh, that's right. At our tailgate and only at our tailgate. I'm going to say 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'll even hang around for a little bit if you want to come by after the game. So that's where we'll be because I'd rather be watching the Birds over the Phillies, to be honest with you. I know, but it's true. For John Barchard, that's me, Vince Quinn, Taylor Kredatus. We'll see you later. Okay, bye.